what Shiva Angi said is true. Like my guru, when we're in the tent in the Himalayan mountains, and it's super windy. You know, it's the Himalayan mountains, like Mount Everest, so it's super windy. We're in a thin tent, and I said, "What happens if a yeti attacks us?" Which was like the abominable snowman, right? He said, he looked at me. He said, "Vedguru Dev, what kind of silly question is this? If a yeti comes and he is carrying divine power, he is our brother. He can sit down and have tea with us." I was like, "But Baba, he's big and hairy and he's a giant." He said, "Doesn't matter. His form doesn't matter. It only matters the divine energy he carries." And he would say, "If God comes, don't leave God outside your house in the cold and rain. Bring God inside for tea. If your ego comes, leave it outside in the cold and rain." So if you're carrying divine energy, no matter what form you have, you're space serpent or you're a Himalayan yeti, we welcome you as our brother. And yeah, my guru also asked me about this story. He said, "You read Sri M's book, Apprentice to a Himalayan Master?" And I was like, "Yeah, I read it." He goes, "What did you think of the space serpent?" I said, "I like it. It's good." He goes, "That doesn't scare you?" He said, "No. There are many things I've seen on the path of Kriya Yoga. I welcome it all. So if a space serpent flies to my house and wants to communicate with me telepathically, I welcome it. You know, I am open to it. I treat space serpent with respect the same way I treat my family with respect. You know, they are family. Just because they come from another planet or another dimension, I welcome it. And it reminds me of my monkey story. One day I walked outside my house and there was a monkey sitting on my Shiva statue, and he just pointed to the sky, and telepathically he said to me, "Let go and let God," and he left. So uh, I take inspiration from a monkey, a space serpent, fairies, floating orbs. I like them all. You know, they all. I see the beauty in all of them, and they all uplift me. So I'm not scared about it, and that's why these yogis in yoga they say stay fearless always. So that they have a mindset of like, even if it's the end of the world, let nothing shake your samadhi. So they're not surprised by anything. If you've been in the Himalayan mountains for any amount of time, you've seen all kinds of magical stuff, and you don't get attached to it. You just keep doing your inner work. But yeah, if a space serpent showed up in my tent at the Himalayan mountains, come on and take a rest. You know, you want some tea? Do you like chai, space serpent?
Overwhelmed by stress or stuck in your practice? Kriya Yoga is the key. Get personal help. Book a free call at kriyayogamasterclass.com. Now let's continue the journey.
Oh, do you have a bar of soap that you like to eat that sustains you? All good. We appreciate it all. You know, do you like you like roti, you like lentils, you like dal? Here, take mine, you know? That's why like it's almost like a prasad is like that. Giving to others before you give to yourself, you know? Giving to deities before you give to yourself, you know, as a sign of respect, as a sign of offering. So it's the same
Yeah.
thing. Like you you need to get out out the cold and the wind of the Himalayan mountains. Here, take my tent. I'll sleep outside. You know, I welcome you with your divine energy, space serpent. I don't care what form you have. You look like a snake. You look like a naga. You look like a yeti. I love all you, you know? Long as you carry
Uh-huh.
divine energy, you're welcome in my house, you know?
Yeah. Love is the only language of universe.
True.
I've
And
always thought like I'd like to have like an experience with extraterrestrials, but as above, so below. I believe in that. So I
Mm.
do know that there are also, you know, what you would call evil ones, or service to self type ones. And like, my fear would be like I would not know, like, those seeds of doubt have been put in my mind by everything I've seen, because the government kind of wants us to believe that the extraterrestrials are going to be evil and they want to conquer the earth. So like, if a spaceship landed and they came out, I don't know if I would be able to discern if they're good or evil. They might like try to trick me into thinking they're good when in fact they're evil. So that's my kind of dilemma with those types of beings.
Yeah, but I wouldn't overthink it. I would just lead with love, right? If you lead with love, you can never go wrong, right? So if they're trying to trick you, that's their problem, not your problem. Long as you lead with love, and like what Shiva Angi said, the universal language is love, right? And you can never go wrong with love. I always love when my guru said, he goes, love is not like 5 beans in your hand. Love is unlimited. So you should give love to as many people as you can wholeheartedly without even thinking. So if an alien ship landed, just give them as much love as possible. It's unlimited. Hello, brothers. How you doing today? I love you. Give me a hug. You want some tea? What do you need? Sleep in my bed, you know? I love you wholeheartedly. If you lead with love, you can never really go wrong. If they want to trick you, that's their problem. But if you come from a place of love, then you can never go wrong. No matter what form any being comes in. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how these yogis kind of live their life in a fearless kind of non-violence ahimsa, just projecting love and peace and harmony and enlightenment to all people. So in my opinion, if an alien came, I would just give them unlimited love. And if they did have bad intentions, maybe they turn around and leave. Like, we went to the wrong guy, and this guy is only radiating love. We can't do anything to this guy because he's coming from a place of non-violence and love and peace and harmony. So it, we were gonna try to do something to him, but we changed our mind. He uplifted us so much with his radiating love that we got to go somewhere else. Want to go deeper? Subscribe, visit freekriyayoga.com, or tap the related video right here.